Hi everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of the Ungrownups video transmission. I'm your host Mark, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Classics Mantenna. Now, I gotta tell you, there's probably only two He-Man figures left that I'm getting. Mantenna is one of them, and then Too Bad in January. And that's it. I'm absolutely, positively, unequivocally done with the Masters of the Universe Classics line. There's two remaining bad guys, and one for the evil horde here, Mantenna, was one of them on my list. I love this guy's design when I was a kid. I loved he had the lever on the back you lift up and his bug eyes poked out. I love the bright red and yellow primary color scheme, and I love the fact that he's got four legs. Not a big fan of Modulok, who's coming up, and I think I'm going to pass on that figure, but I'm definitely excited about this guy, and you know I can't wait to get Too Bad. I've been pining for Too Bad for a couple of years now, so I'm glad we're finally getting our hands on him. So, flipping this guy around here on the back, you can see some cross-sell figures. They've got Hurricane Hordak, Mosquitoer, which I've always been on the fence about. I haven't picked him up. As you guys know, I haven't reviewed him. So I wonder if one day I'll actually pick that guy up. Catra, Leech, Grizzlor. We had other members of the evil horde here on the back, and I think I have all of these figures with the exception of Mosquitoer. So you can see here, you can if you want, you can pause the video and read the bio, but other than that, we're gonna get this guy cracked open and take a closer look. Okay, so a little change of scenery here. I had to move Mantenna over near the window so I get a little bit more light on him. Here's everything that he comes with out of the package. You can see the figure here. He comes with his like a gunmetal or a silver painted horde crossbow. And he also comes with his two bulging eyes. So, like the figure had when we were kids, of course, there was a button on the back of his back, and as you pushed it up, the eyes would bug out and so on. But, of course, there's no action features with the Masters of the Universe Classics figures, for the most part. So, the eyes have to be actually removed and put in manually. So, not a big deal. It's a pretty cool feature. I'm glad they added it in. I'd rather have it than not have it. But I'm not a big fan of the bugged out eyes. I think they're cool. They look great. But I'm more of a fan of the inset eyes. I love the colors and the big legs on this guy. But I really dig the pushed in bug eyes. So I'll show you. We'll zoom in here in a minute and we'll show how that works. One of the first things I wanted to show you was getting some of his accessories out of the way. I really wanted to show you how the legs worked, because that's a pretty cool feature. I mean, the fact that the Four Horsemen built in the ability for this guy to have four legs and have them to be as articulated as they are is really kind of cool. So the way it works here is they're just on, if you can see down here at the bottom, kind of spread them so you can see a little bit better. You could just see that they're on four pin sockets right here. The articulation on these legs are quite amazing. Each leg, not only is it on a pin socket which can go in and out and forwards and back, there's also the standard swivel at the top of the thigh, which is cool. Each leg has a pin socket at the knee, so not only does it bend, but it also rotates, which is cool. The feet on every leg can pivot down or up quite a bit, and each one are on a huge rocker. I mean, that foot can go all the way out one way or all the way in the other. So this is probably like the greatest foot rocker that the Four Horsemen have put on a figure. So there's many ways you can display the legs. You can take the back legs and turn them around backwards so that they actually bend outwards that way. And so you can get more of a spidery sort of crouching position out of legs, and each one of them are facing in a different direction. Or you can have the back legs turn inward and sort of face forward, which is kind of how I like this figure to look. I kind of like for the legs and the back to sort of flare out, but then turn the lower leg inward so that all four legs are sort of facing forward. I think that's how he kind of looks the best. But, you can also, because there's such, good range of motion built into the legs here, you can actually put all four legs together and not have him squatting at all, and have him sort of stand upright on all four legs, and sort of thereby sort of slimming down his profile quite a bit. To me, this is probably one of the like articulation engineering marvels of 2013. Is the lower half of Mantenna, and if you look at it, I believe the feet are new tools, the lower legs are new tools, the upper thigh, of course, is a new tool. Of course, the lower torso is a new tool. It looks as if the upper part of the torso is all a new tool, and of course the head is a new tool. So it looks like the only thing that got reused was the basic, the standard buck arms, and even them have even they have fins, newly sculpted fins on them, which cut into the gauntlets. So I mean, there is a lot of new tooling on this figure. This is probably about a 90% new tool figure. And that's really cool to get him so late in the production cycle of these figures, considering how much budget goes into a new tooled figure for Mattel. So I'm really happy to finally get this guy. Coming up here in just a couple of weeks, we're now into January 2014. In just a couple of weeks, I'll be getting Too Bad. And he will actually be the last figure that I get in the Masters of the Universe Classics line. So I'm glad that the last two figures I bought, Mantenna and Too Bad, will be two of my favorite figures from the line. So let's take a closer look at the detailing on this figure, but we're going to start with Mantenna's head so we can see how the eyes actually work. Zooming in on Mantenna's head sculpt here, you can see really nice profile. Just look, I'll go ahead and turn all the way around. Looking at some of the detail, you can see the lower neck in the back. Sorry if you can hear my little son in the background. I'm on daddy duty this morning. You've got the big ears, the trademarked eyes. You've got this gaping maw right here in the front. So really, really nice head sculpt. Very cartoony, just totally nails that filmation look. So the way you swap the eyes out is the first thing you want to do is you want to remove the lower part of the face. You can see that that's got a hole, and it just goes straight through. On the back, you can see that there is a black peg and then two small red pegs that sort of help keep this guy in place and in position. And then what you want to do is you just really want to just pull down on the eye, and the little peg will just pop right out. So same thing here, you just want to pull downward on the eye. And then you can go ahead and put the mouthpiece back on and snap that back on, and you've got this sort of dead eye look. Make sure that both sides are plugged in to keep the face straight. So we've got this dead eye look, and as you see the way these are shaped, kind of curved upward or downward, however you have them turned. So you can actually have the eyes bug outward or inward or upwards or downwards. We'll go ahead and have them bug upwards. And sounds like my son is getting sleepy. He may want me to be quiet so he can go to bed. So now you can see that the eyes bug out. They stick out quite a bit from the head. You can see nice detailing, vein work, and stretchiness on the side there. So yeah, he looks really cool. That's just me. I'm not a big fan of them. I actually prefer the smaller inset eyes. But we'll go ahead and pop those back in. When putting the little eyes back in, you don't have to remove the lower part of the face. So there you have it. You just reorganize the eyes, get them lined back up again. And while we've got it close up here, we can go ahead and look at some of the detail on the figure that was sculpted on. You can see that nice Horde logo on the chest armor here, spinning it around on the back. Some very nice plating work down on the back. Very, very nice. And one of my favorite touches here is on the upper thighs. I hope you guys can see this, but it's just full of little knots and warts and bumps, and it's very textured right there, which is really, really cool. And then you can see the fin work, the Horde logos on all the boots. Just an overall super, super nice figure. Absolutely one of the best in the line. A standout figure for 2013, no doubt. Probably the best figure for He-Man released last year, and probably in my opinion. I have to go back and look at everybody who was released, but definitely one of my favorites. And as always, when I ask if you dug the review, please like, comment, or subscribe, and be sure to check out all of our new toy reviews right here on the Ungrownups channel on YouTube.com. So until next time, peace.